Nightly greetings, one and all. Denise Osorio here, homegrown and happy to bring you PTV News now. At the top of our news leaderboard, when investors pull out their money from the country to deposit or put in places elsewhere, especially for quick-term gains. Such withdrawal is commonly known in the business world as hot money. And the amount of hot money in January, records show, reached $283.7 million, which Senate President Chiz Escudero shrugged off amidst concerns and apprehensions over perceived adverse implications on the economy. In a vibrant message to the press earlier today, Escudero allayed concerns and unfounded fears on January's hot money outflows, saying the country's financial status has changed little or none at all as a result. Escudero added the country has enough dollar reserves to cover the flight of hot money. Even better, there are FDIs from pledged commitments from the president's previous foreign trips that have begun to come in and flesh out. Foreign direct inflows or investments from outside the country are for the long haul and directly factors into the growth or lack thereof of a country's economy and development status. The front end of the past weekend saw Ukraine president being thrown out of the White House in the aftermath of his verbal clash with Vice President J.D. Vance and U.S. President Donald Trump, both of whom dressed him down with an epic upbraid never seen in the Oval Office and in front of the camera. The back end of Zelenskyy's weekend has him in London with full support from EU's leaders who may have to go it alone to support Ukraine all the way. VOA's Arash Arabasadi has the full story.
World leaders gathered in London Sunday for a summit to discuss the future of Ukraine's war with Russia. 3 years into the bloody conflict, leaders at a roundtable discussion told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy he would have their continued support. The warm welcome in Europe stood in contrast to U.S. President Donald Trump's heated exchange with Zelenskyy in the Oval Office during his visit last week. Ukraine's president was there to sign a rare earth mineral deal with the U.S., but things took a turn in front of news cameras.
But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing.
Trump's top diplomat repeated the president's position Sunday that Zelenskyy risks World War III by continuing to fight. Adding an end to this war comes through mediation and not on the battlefield.
I'm saying it's 0% likely if we don't get them to a negotiating table. And the sooner everyone grows up around here and figures out that this is a bad war that's heading in a bad direction with death and destruction and all kinds of dangers surrounding it that could spiral into a broader conflict, the sooner people grow up and realize that, I think the more progress we're going to be able to make.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian soldiers severely wounded and with amputated body parts returned to combat. They joined what Zelenskyy describes as 380,000 Ukrainians wounded in the war. Democrats in the United States Congress say this is the wrong time to abandon an ally.
The soldiers that I just saw last weekend from Ukraine who were getting medical help with hook arms, trying to stand up for the Ukrainian national anthem with one leg. You know, this is not the time for us to undermine these brave Ukrainians.
And as the wounded population of Ukraine grows, so too do calls for peace talks.
We have to give peace a chance. We have to create the circumstances in which enough pressure is brought on Putin, on Russia, to bring them, to coax them, to force them to the negotiating table. But if it goes wrong, we must be there on Ukraine's side.
For the Ukrainian soldiers, some badly injured still staffing the front lines, a peace deal may not come soon enough. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
At this moment, please lend your ears and eyes to my colleague in PTV's Baguio City Studios for what's hot and happening in the Cordilleras. Audrey?
Naimbag Arabi, Pilipinas. Naglepas baban iti namaris a fireworks display iti makabulan na selebrasyon ti may kadwapulo ket siyam a Panagbenga. Am nabigbig dagiti nangabak iti nagduduma a kategorya ken aktibidad iti festival. Kasama na naglupas si makabulan ang market encounter iti Burnham Park, kanti makalawas a Session Road in Bloom. Kabayatan na napadayawan ti Baguio City Police Office iti panangidaulo ni City Director Police Colonel Ruel Tagal, gapo iti panipaay serbisyo da iti syudad tapno mapagtalinaed ti linak kan kapya bayat ti selebrasyon. Naka-record iti zero crime incidents iti BCPO iti Panagbenga Grand Opening, Grand Street Dance Parade kan Panagbenga Grand Floral Parade. Nagyaman met the Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong kan Baguio Flower Festival Foundation Incorporated Chair for Life, Attorney Mauricio Dumogan iti sponsors, organizers, volunteers ken dagiti nakipased iti nabaligi a selebrasyon ti Panagbenga 2025. Iti sabali adamag talunga ili iti probinsya ti Abra iti naipasidong iti orange category, pakairamanan ti Bangged, Bukay ken Pilar. Maibilang ti may sa lugar iti orange category no adda iti seryoso apangta iti linak ken kapya ken presensya ti armado a grupo. Sigun kini Comelec Bangged Election Officer Attorney Raymond Solbita, natalnapay laang ti eleksyon iti munisipyo. Nupay kasta inputeng na amanamnama a bumara ti eleksyon iti masungad a panagkakampanya. Babantayan damet laang ti nagduduma nga estratehiya dagiti kandidato kas iti vote buying ken vote selling. Nakasagana matlang ti opisina iti kanito nga adadag iti electoral boards nga agsanod gapu iti seguridad da. Kabayatan na, impanamnama ti Abra Police Provincial Office ti panagbantay da kabayatan ti eleksyon. Papapigsaan da iti presensya dagiti pulis nang nangruna itaan nang rugin ti election period kas ti panangipatungpal da iti Comelec checkpoint ken da dumapay.
There are barangays nga hesitant iti teachers nga agserve. Like in Bangged, duwa nga barangays iti madikayat dagiti DepEd nga agserve like Banyakaw, Barangay Banyakaw and Barangay Sagap. Dapay nag-withdraw nga chairperson dito Zone 5, Barangay Zone 5. Nga mo kayo kastakot ado matiwiling able nga kahit nang agserve from the non-teaching profession.
Dagiti damdamag manipod iti PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Audrey Villana na Imbag Arabi.
Many thanks, Audrey. And with that, we've come to the end of the show. Join us anew tomorrow for another twin bill of breaking stories in the afternoon and evening for PTV News Now. And always stay connected by catching the news right here. This is Denise Osorio, and thank you for watching PTV News Now.